Hey everyone, so today we're gonna be playing something a little bit different from the usual horror games that I play. This is called Apartment Tales, where we're gonna be going through 6 different windows with 6 different lives and what they're going through. So I think we're gonna go ahead and start with Dear Diary, which it actually gives you a description. It says soft, heartwarming, solitude. Witness a homesick soul trying his best to move on and live his life by taking one small step at a time. All right, let's get existential. Episode 1. Dear Diary. It's been a while since I left home. The excitement of a new beginning has slowly faded, leaving behind an overwhelming sense of loneliness. My room here is filled with the reminders of what I've left behind. Objects and memories intertwined with both joy and pain have silently haunted me for far too long. They've stayed hidden away for too long, a constant source of nostalgia and heartache. That kinda sucks. Oh! Game discs. Hey, Red Dead Redemption 2! Very nice. How can I forget this one? After years of waiting, I brought this with my savings. I think they meant to say bought and not brought. This game kept me going on my bad days. Yeah, that's a great game. I love playing that game. I don't know how many hours I put into mine, but I definitely... God, just the details of it. You know, you could do so much in that game. That's what made it so special. My childhood toy is so close to my heart. My brother and I used to play with this. We played with this one on the racetrack for hours and hours. Now we barely find time to talk. Those are the good old days. I miss him so much. Damn. As I'm reading this, I'm kind of like going through my own memory. I used to have a car. It's not a Jeep, obviously. My favorite was having this Batman mobile. But what was amazing about this one car was not only was it the Batmobile, it was also the jet plane. So what you would do, it was this like long piece of plastic about this long, and then if you pull the back, it'll actually come off. It's like a case, a toy that's cased in the Batmobile, and when you pull it out, the wings pop right out, and that was my favorite toy for that one reason. Unfortunately, I didn't have a little Batman figurine to put him in there. I was like, as a kid, this is something you find at like Goodwill. So I was planning on buying it one day, or having, the moment I see a Batman toy, I asked my parents if they could buy it for me. But that never came to be. I don't know exactly what happened to it. It's possible my dad just threw it away. He did he did tend to do that from time to time. When my toy collection would get a little too big. So I don't know. I miss it. Camera. This belongs to my father. I always admired the way he took photos. We spent countless hours together taking pictures, experimenting with lighting, and sharing the joy of capturing the essence of life through a lens. Today, every click of the camera shutters a tribute to him, a way to carry forward his legacy. I like to take photos too. I don't do it professionally, of course. I take photos through my camera, like everyone else around in the world who's got a phone and likes to take photos. I don't really take photos of like people. I take photos more of scenery. The clouds, my apartment complex. I like the apartment complex, the way it's laid out. Maybe I'll put some photos here as I'm talking about it, so you guys can see exactly what I mean. But I definitely enjoy it, even if it's just for fun. We had a garden back home with lots of trees and flowers. Here the city's like a concrete jungle. I know I won't get the same fresh air here, but this plant is like a nod to my garden. Not much of a plant guy. My mom does try to give me some plants. I think she bought me I don't even know what it's called. I know she bought me a plant, but unfortunately I don't have room in this apartment to place it somewhere, so it stays with her for now. Controller. Hey, I got one of those too, but not in that color design. A gift from my closest friend. I don't really play much anymore. While looking at this reminds me of the good memories we made. We're all busy with our lives now. I hope we stay in touch. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that too, but here I am. Photo frame! Puppy! I miss the comforting sound of his paws patting down the hallway. The way he nudged my hand when I was stressed, as if telling me it would all be okay. I wish I could have brought Rocky with me. Now I'm left with memories of our adventure, his wagging tail, and his loyal eyes. I'll cherish these memories until the day we're reunited. Okay, and now on reminds of my dog, Droopy. Now Droopy is the best at my... he was the bestest boy out there. He was a red-nosed pit bull. And of course, people don't like that. But growing up, he was... My brother actually kind of saved him from someone who was apparently abusive, because when he came and started living with us, Droopy would keep his distance. The only, like, you go and try to, like, you know, pet him or anything, he would always have this sad look in his face. He always has his tail between his legs, and the moment he sees you coming over, he'd like try to walk around you, you know, try to, you know, not interact with you. But if you actually got him, like, you know, against the wall, he'll just stay there, frozen, and you see him shaking. And even if you pet him, he'll just keep shaking. It wasn't after some, like, maybe couple weeks in that he started getting a little bit better. Like, like the first time when he actually finally interacted with me in a way was, I was doing dishes and he just leaned up against me. Like, he was still scared. He tried to make himself small. His tail was still tucked in, and if I started petting him right there and then, he would still shake, unfortunately. It wasn't until, like, my sister had a friend bring her own dog, and funny enough, it was also a red-nosed pit bull, a female, and he was a boy. And we let him both outside in the backyard, and he started playing. He was all happy, and like it was nice to see. It was nice to see him finally come out of his shell. But after that day, it changed. You know, he was more. He wasn't afraid anymore. He would. He actually came up and begged to be petted. You know. There were still times where he would just kind of like if you scared him or you moved in a little too quickly, then yeah, he kind of like flinch a little bit, but he definitely got better until one day some guys broke into their backyard and took him, and we haven't seen him since. I hope he's okay, but honestly, I was really mad. I wanted to hurt someone. If I ever found out the person, I would definitely hurt them, because they had no right to take him away from us. Okay, let's continue before I go into any deep and possibly illegal things that I like to do to these people. This was a gift from my past lover, a reminder of a love that once felt unbreakable. The Satch's broken arms seemed to mirror the broken promises and the fractured trust that marked the end of our relationship. Promises that were once unspoken truths shattered like fragile glass, and our love, like the statue itself, began to crumble. Every time I look at it, I'm reminded of the broken trust, the unspoken words, and the unfulfilled vows. I'm not gonna get into that. Ooh. A relic from a love that once filled my life with joy, but now cast shadows of regret and sadness. The tickets from long-forgotten movie dates, concerts, and travel adventures tumble out from between the pages. Each one is a testament to the moment of joy we once shared. Photographs of smiles and embraces captured at the peak of our happiness transport me back to the days when our love felt invincible. The same memories that brought happiness can now serve as canvas for heartache. Okay, so I'm guessing he's had two? Or maybe it's the same person? I'm Batman. Okay, I guess that's all there is to click on. So let's move on to the next one. Dear Diary. These objects remind me of the wonderful times I had back home. Some objects are tied to painful memories. I need to let them go. I'm not erasing those experiences. They've made me who I am today. But by removing these physical reminders, I'm making room for new, positive memories and experiences. Strike out the objects that are linked with bad memories. Oh. Broken statue. There we go. Hey, okay. That was easy. Dear Diary. As I looked at my cupboard now, I felt lighter, less cluttered, and more in tune with the person I am striving to become. It's not a magical cure, but this small act brought it with a sense of relief, a whisper of hope that perhaps I can reframe my narrative. The bad memories may never fade entirely, but they need not define me. In the place, I'll let the good ones shine brighter and guide my way forward. Yours sincerely, a homesick soul. Okay, so that was sweet. I definitely enjoy that one. Yeah, when you're trying to move on, I mean, especially in his case, he's moved away from his home. If you constantly think about like your home, your safety area, the people that you've grown up to know, it does get sad, you know. That's so he actually took the right step in that. He removed stuff, especially the bad ones. I mean, mainly the bad ones, really. He removed those away from his cupboard and put it away. So he's got room for new things, new experiences to come in. Honestly, if you try to take things, hold on, let me get my thoughts gathered. All right, so if you try to actually go into a new town, a new home, you want to go in with an open mind of possibilities. You don't want to go in saying like, oh no, I lost this, that, I lost these people along the way. I mean, yeah, it's a fact, of course, but it doesn't mean you need to dwell on the past. You need to move forward. And if you go in with an open mind and, you know, things will just, you know, fall in. You know, you just gotta go in with curiosity, in my opinion, into what could happen. You know, just like tomorrow, you never know what's gonna happen. You're in the same home, you could be living in the same home for like 2-3 decades, and you just never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. But we don't think about it because we know we're gonna be in our home in a safe place. It's only when we move out to a new area that we don't think about it until we're pushed out of our own comfort zone. So that's my take on that. All right, so let's go on to the next one. Approval for love. Yeah, this one's cute, touching, and dog-human bond. Puppies! Yay! A boy rescues a puppy and he's excited about his new friend, but before that, he seeks approval from his long-lost furry friend in doggy heaven. Aww. Okay, well, let's see what this is about. Hopefully I won't be crying. Hey, Max. I came here today with something important to share, just like we used to share everything. I met someone special, and it made me think of you. Aww, is that a corgi? You won't believe it. I found this little pup today, and he's got the same twinkle in his eyes that you always had. His tail is like a super speedy propeller, so I named him Captain Waggy. Oh, he's so adorable! It's been a while since you left, Max. A lot has changed. We moved to a new apartment, changed schools, and I don't really have much friends here. I have to think about you doing well in doggy heaven. I hope you're happy there, Max. I'm gonna tear up. I already feel it. I don't have much time, Max. Captain Wagon can wake up anytime. I just want to ask a few questions. Are you watching over me? Do you think you've been watching over me? Because I felt like you sent him to me, like a secret mission from doggy heaven. Can I keep Captain Wacky? Max, my dearest friend, it's like you're still here with me in spirit. I miss you so much, Max, and I want to do right by you and by him. I promise to take care of him. He's got your spirit, your joy, and I can't imagine our little family without him. Can he stay with me, Max? Damn it! Thank you, Max. You were always the one who understood me best. Saying goodbye to you was the hardest thing, Max. I'll keep our memories close, tucked away in a special place in my heart. I hope you're watching over us, my loyal friend. Until we meet again, Run free in doggy heaven, Max. You'll always be a part of me. Goodbye, Max. Morning, Captain Waggy. I had a little heart-to-heart with Max earlier. I felt like he was right here with us, giving us his blessing. And you know what that means? It's like Max sent you to me to be my new buddy. Today's a fresh start, a chapter in our story. And I can't wait to see what adventures unfold with you by my side. So, you ready for our first walk? Okay, that was really short, and... Sorry, I'm just thinking about Droopy again. How am I gonna get through these? I mean, the first one was getting me a little bit, and now the second one is really digging in there. Okay, next one. Never-ending celebration. In this heartwarming chapter, a loving husband narrates the chapters from their tale of love and their journey into finding solace and companionship between them to his better half. I'm loving the music. It's nice and I don't know how to explain it, honestly. Leela? Coffee? Yes, please. Make it strong, though. As you say, madam. This scrapbook. I found this in your shelf while searching for my glasses. What is it? Your glasses? Wasn't it on the drawer beside your bed? Yeah, I found it. I was asking about this book here. Whose is it? Ours. 1977, the day I met you. Aw. Crap noodles again. Okay. No waterworks today, okay? This photo of mine. Was it you who took it? Yeah. That was the moment right when I realized Bombay has pulled me into itself. For the first time since I landed my feet in... I'm gonna butcher this, I am so sorry. Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminal. I was 19, young in both age and spirit, but Bombay was crushing. It overwhelmed my senses. Luckily, the same crushing Bombay pulled me with the aroma of Tamil right into your Bharat I'm concert. I am so sorry. I swear I'm trying my best. Just like how the fragrance of filtered coffee pulls you up in the morning. I sat amongst the crowd with my friend with no idea how that show was going to change the rest of my life. Just as the lights went out, a young girl entered the stage and gracefully greeted the crowd. And immediately I knew it was you, my Leela. My Leela, who I shared my bench with for 2 years in my middle school. The Leela who shared my childhood. We went to the same school? Class of 1976. The first letter. We did. This right here is the class photo we took for the last time together, before you and your family shifted. Even after you left, I often used to sit on the bench we used to share, just to get the feeling of being with you, pulling your hair, stealing your lunch, getting an earful for it, all of it. Your departure had created a void in my life, which I never really realized until the moment I watched you on that stage. That moment, even amongst all those people who know the art better than me, I felt superior, filled with pride. Knowing it was you on the stage, nothing else really mattered at that moment. Seeing you for the first time in a decade or more, it was the exact moment that made my mind that I want you to be in my life once again. Not to share benches or lunches, but a life. It was easier said, but you, madam, was a star back then. Only after the show I understood that I was not the only one who had the same intentions. There was the whole queue of Tamil and Marathi boys waiting to hand you letters and bouquets, apart from the whole crowd of people who were actually there for the performance. And I stood at the last. Oof. I understand I had to figure out a way to grab your attention, and definitely knew it's going to cost my sanity for sure. Well, I was worth it. Yes, you absolutely were. I began writing letters for you about the days back at our town and the memories that I cherished. I attended your show every single evening and passed the letter I had written for the day to the security before your room. I had written 28 such letters, and this is the first rough draft I wrote. Right after the first evening, I had to figure out a way to make my letter catch your eye, and I came up with the best one. I remember the kalam you used to draw with your mother every morning in front of your house, and I drew the exact one on the both sides of the letter cover before handing it out to security. Aw. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not crying. I just... I got something in my eye. I knew the chances were thin, but something inside me told me you were going to recognize it. And you did. This bangle right here is the one I am forever grateful to. My mother handed me this golden bangles before I left for Mumbai, hoping that it would come in handy if in case things went south. But I never knew that bangle I held was going to give me the chance to hold your hands forever. I took a huge risk by sending one of these bangles in the same envelope as the letter I wrote for you, asking you to wear it for the show that evening if in case you remembered me, the little boy who sat next to you years ago. And no words can express my happiness or my relief when I saw the bangles sparkling on your arms as you lit up the stage with your performance, and my heart with relief that my mother's bangle did get to the right person. Right after the show finished, I rushed to your room only to find you missing. Disappointed, I turned to leave for the night when the security called me from the back. He handed me a folded piece of paper and muttered something in Hindi, which I till today have no idea what he meant, but I knew who it was from. Bus stop. Up to the Taj, 6 p.m. tomorrow. I handed a 20 rupees note to the security and waltzed my way across the corridor, waiting for the sun to rise the next morning. The sound of rain splattering onto the roof above flooded his eardrums while I stood there drenched, running my fingers through my wet hair. I rubbed both his palms together as he slowly looked to his side where she stood. I still remember the sight. You stood there, holding a purple umbrella with a handbag that hung loose from your right shoulder, watching the rain pour down with no sign of stopping. You knew I was looking at you, but you didn't react. You didn't care to even nudge in my direction. I slowly moved to your side and looked at you. You couldn't help yourself at that moment. You looked back at me, smiling. That smile, that's where it all began. The moment my knees turned weak and everything around me froze in time. A moment of realization that a new chapter in the young man's story has begun. I can't believe I was that easy with you. Well, I was one lucky lad, I guess. Fast forward 2.5 years, filled with evenings along the seashore with steamed peanuts in our hands. We were en route to our home to meet your parents on this very train. We almost missed the train buying tea and biscuits, and had to pull you aboard the moving train. Though my hearing may be a bit off the mark nowadays, I can still hear the TT shouting right behind me in a Hindi that I very much didn't know about or care to learn. That train was one of the places where we spent our last moments as carefree lovers with no worry about the world. At the end of the vacation, we were still carefree lovers, but wedded, with a marriage certificate and the blessings of your family in mind. Ganapathy? Where's the picture that was here? Oh, that was... Oh no. Ganapathy? Sorry about that. Ganapathy. Oh good, he did it. I thought something happened to him. He just seems to have dropped a plate or something. This scrapbook. I found this on the table. What is it? Well. Damn, okay. I had a feeling, but... This scrapbook here is actually a storyteller, telling a tale of how a young man from a town in South India was blessed with the most wonderful gift in the world. You. 3 decades since I met you. 2 decades of love, 30 years of marriage, and 6 years since the diagnosis. Oh, beloved, forget me a million times, and I'll still be there. Sorry. Oh, God. I'll still be there to remind you about us till the end of time. I know that a separation is inevitable. No, dear. And I shall not let it limit my affection. A never-ending celebration in the expanse of time. Okay, so like I said, I had a feeling that was what's gonna happen. It wasn't until like we got a little bit like midway of him telling the story. Because of course some of the comments were just, it just kind of pointed at. I'm like, I was kind of afraid and hoping maybe it wouldn't lead to that, but it did. So anyway, on to the next story. Round the Neck. A monologue of a man in his last moments before he ends his life. As he laments the cause of his choices, ending his life is the only way out. Or is it? Oh, okay, like I said, it's gonna be dark, so if you guys are not in the right mind state to watch this, by all means, just skip it. I'll definitely be having, the time codes in the bottom, so just skip this, okay? Everything in this universe thrives on purpose. Like this cup here that serves me coffee every morning, the desk lamp that kept me company while I burned that midnight oil, or this rope before me that is going to free me from this wretched life of mine that lacks the very thing I speak of. Purpose. From medals to graduation robe to office ties, now this noose. Life has come a full circle around my neck. I can still remember the times I was a beacon of hope for my parents. Medals after medals, trophies that filled my closet. I was the golden child. The gifted one. Well, life was at the peak back then. High school happened and the closet of medals and trophies began collecting dust. Grades started feeling lonely, being at an all-time low, and decided to take my self-esteem and confidence along with it. It was the origin of the miserable me. I was sad, confused, and mainly lost. I wanted to travel, discover and seek answers to the questions that really mattered. Who am I? Well, life, as you know, is one hell of an impatient bitch. Right when you want to take things slow, it kicks you in the groin and hands out a platter of responsibilities to your arms and pushes you to walk on a plank between two mountains. Pretty much sums up my whole life. Most of those days of confusion can be skipped with a simple 5 years later. And several of those 5 years later, I stand here, with the news ready to hug my neck at any time, with nothing to live for. Right when I was about to kick the bucket, something happened. A bird crashed outside my window. I am not a believer in these signs, but I found something special in the way it approached me. It was cold outside. Letting this bird in wouldn't change my mind, would it? The choice was still mine. Obviously we're gonna save the bird. I'm not gonna be leaving it out there. Hope. When there's life, there's hope. Well, the four walls of this dark and cold room had heard all my laments about my life without purpose, and never had the chance to experience the warmth that hope brings. Until now. This little bird, no less broken than me, crashed outside my window with all the other thousands of windows in the city. Was it fate that she flew into my life, to which I was writing an end to? Or just a mere coincidence for her to choose the coldest of all the windows? Either way, both our stories were rewritten that day. A bird fought for its life, decided to breathe its last on the window pane of a man who was scared to fight his. If not for the man near the window, the bird wouldn't have had seen the next dawn. If not for the little bird, I suppose my ending wouldn't have been much different. I didn't need to do anything more than exist for a few extra minutes in this world. All it took me to make a difference in this world was to live for a few extra minutes, and a little bird returns home. This bird saved his own life and mine. We saved each other. I gave her the care she needed, and she gave me the pieces of hope that was missing, the one that makes it worthy to live. As she flies away into the sunset, I breathe in the new sense of faith in living, and as far as I still breathe, I shall hope. Okay, well, obviously I wasn't going to click the other end. I didn't want to go down that route. I did have existential crisis, and unfortunately it did lead me to a point like that too. It was just more of, it wouldn't have mattered what I did, you know, in the days. It's just like, at the end of the day, I'm still going to pass away. And same with the people that I would have hurt if I actually, you know, ended it there. So I just didn't think of it mattered. But, and it wasn't until I watched, I can't remember. It's a book. Well, at the time it was a show on Amazon. I can't remember what it's called, but it's by Neil Gaiman. I'm trying to remember what it is. It was Dream. I think that was his name. The main character. It was Dream. Basically, he was going around trying to find his naughty children, especially one, because he was killing people after he got trapped by humans. He kind of like, you know, he lost his powers. He was getting, well, he didn't lose his powers. He was just a little bit weaker. But in one of those episodes, he had to fight against Lucifer, and their fighting was interesting. It was more of like poetry, not really poetry. Basically, it was just them trying to like infect each other with words. And what got to me, what helped me change my perspective was when he said hope, because Lucifer mentioned, I think it was death. Basically, nothing mattered at the end of once all the wars and hate and love disappears, and then there's nothing left in space. Like, it's all destroyed. What else is there? And that's when he said hope. And that's when things like turn around for him, because even in the very beginning, if there was nothing, something happened to create all this. The fact that there's life on this earth, and you know, and all these events that happened up to this point all came from hope in a way. So that's what changed my perspective. That's when I actually started thinking like, yeah, maybe it is pointless. Maybe there's no point to life. But while I'm here, I can at least see how far I can get in my life. Anyway, it's not something I want to get too deep into it at the moment. I'm not trying to get us too depressed at the moment, so let's go on to the next story. And it's called Whispers of Time. A tale of love and silence as a girl awaits her busy lover's call. Players decide whether to delve into the unspoken messages, shaping bittersweet endings in this poetic exploration of heartache and resilience. Okay, so heartbreak. Oh, she's very pretty. I like her hair. In this quiet room, just waiting for a ring. He's busy out there, doing his own thing. She said he'd make time, but plans get in the way. Here I am, alone, no calls today. He makes time for me, or so he claims. But in this silence, all that remains. Plans cancelled, staring at my phone. Her keeps busy, being all alone. My, what big eyes you have. In the hush of waiting, time slips away. Silent echoes linger like shadows at play. Promises unspoken, drifting in the air. A love story unraveling beyond repair. Oh, you got a message. Busy today. Can't make it. It's okay. I'm busy too. Damn, girl. Busy with my thoughts, I wanted to say. Love's promise, now shattered and broken. It's time. I murmured to the shadows. A bittersweet farewell, love and meadows. Is there time inside your day to maybe dream about me back? I know I won't get an answer, but is that much to ask? Wow, that was really, really short. Okay. I guess she got her heart broken. I mean, she accepted the fact that he's just kind of like gonna be ignoring her, so I'm pretty sure she decided to just go ahead and end it there. So, I'm not really sure. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you'll interpret it different. Maybe you're singing hope there, but me, I see a breakup. So let's go on to the next one called Knock Knock. Text messages, relationship wholesome. A peek into the chats of two lovers navigating through the storms of the relationship, unthreatening the weak points and hopefully strengthening their bond. This looks like it should be a horror film. She's just sitting in the dark with her phone as light. Hey, let me in, please. Oh, she's outside. Can we just talk? I really don't like what we're doing right now, Joshua. I just want to sort things out. Hey, oh, that's it then. No, just leave me alone. I get it. You need your cave time. But I don't like this distance between us, Joshua. We'll talk when I'm ready. I'm worried over here. Confess to Joshua, or should we wait? I feel he did ask for his space, and I don't want to be rude, so I'm just gonna wait. Why are you so worried about me all the time, Sarah? You're so stressed lately. We don't spend much time anymore. And how could you forget our anniversary? Oh, damn, Joshua, you dropped the ball here. Things like this make me unsure of where this relationship is going. I don't know how to put it. So you just yell at me? We have thin walls here. You're letting everyone know we fight. We're gonna get noise complaints sooner or later because of your insecurities. Okay, he does have a point. I feel like he could have said that a little bit better. Should we push into this or say we're sorry? You decide. No, I'm obviously gonna be choosing here, so I'm gonna say sorry. Cause I don't like seeing breakups. Even if it is a thing that sometimes has to be done. I'm sorry I yelled. I just overreacted. Sorry. Sorry doesn't... You keep doing this all the time. We can't always be like this. Come on. You know how hard it is to get this job? I can't face your dad as an unemployed loser. Please understand, Sarah. Yelling at me only makes it worse. Joshua, I didn't know you felt that way. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put pressure on you. Please don't lose yourself like this. I've never seen you being so distant. After I graduate, we can both work and don't have to struggle like this. You don't have to carry all the weight on your own. Okay? It's just that when you point out all these, it makes me feel like I'm not enough for you. And sometimes I think it might be true. Oh, don't be like that, Josh. There's no point in losing yourself trying to make this work. You are more than enough for me. Take your time. Sooner we'll be working and there's no rush. We have a lot of time. Now, can you open the door? I've been waiting here for so long and it's dark out here. Yeah, okay. Hello. I'm sorry. No, it's alright. I booked this dinner for tonight. Sorry about the anniversary. Thanks, Josh. I'll make it up to you. Okay. Well, that was heartwarming. I really can't speak for women. Actually, I'm pretty sure I can't even speak for the men either, because I can't speak for everyone. You know, see, there's a thing, like, we got our own opinions, and no matter what our opinion is, it's from our own perspective, from our own life experiences. So we can't ever really talk about anyone else's story or what they're going through. We can kind of get close because there are similarities, but we don't know what's going through their mind, what they're thinking, whether it's enough for them or if it's not. It's very interesting, and they always say don't walk the middle line, but I tend to do that a lot. I mean, not with my own life. In my own life, I have no choice. I either do or I don't. But when it comes to other people, what can I do but walk the middle line? If people ask for my opinion, I don't go and just tell them to make this choice. I tell them what can lead if they were to choose certain points. Like in this scenario, she apologized. They talked. She actually gave him the time for him to think rather than get mad and really push the issue. I had an ex that was like that. She wouldn't let the situation go. I would ask her space, and she just get right up to my face and just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And I would never once yelled at anyone really, other than like, "Hey, I'm over here." But I never really yelled in anger until she did. And I found out that when I yell in anger, my voice is gone. I know I'm saying the words, my mouth is moving, I feel it, but nothing is coming out. And it was, I wouldn't say interesting, it was just, I guess it was a little new detail I found out about myself. If I get really mad, I want to say things, but my voice doesn't come out. So, but either way, I'm happy that I at least got them to a happy ending. They're reconciled, and not only that, it turns out he actually did make plans. He actually had a restaurant booked for us on our anniversary. So just a bad start to the day. That's fine. At least he didn't forget. So that's a big plus. Anyway, so this is storied by Cute Potatoes. I hope you guys enjoy this, because I really enjoy this stories. It's that, like I said, it's different from the horror games that I've played. I'm trying to expand a little bit. I'm not trying to do just horror. I want to expand and actually talk with you guys. And what better way to do that than talk about other people's lives and their scenarios? It's a great way for me to get to know you. Hell, it's a great way for you guys to know me. And I am a guy who cries. If you don't find that respectful, you find that to be an ick, I don't care. I'm not trying to impress you. I'm trying to connect with people that are feeling confused or don't know what the hell they want to do. I wanted them to know that there's another person like me. If they're going something similar like I am or feel the same way that I do, then that's a good start. That's a good starting point to try to connect with people, right? At least I believe. I really do believe if you actually get to know one another without the fighting, actually just get to know one another, find out what makes them them, I feel like we could really get to a point where we can not just understand, but actually come to love one another. But anyway, that's my final word, my little word of wisdom. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that like, and if you really liked it, hit that subscribe button. So I know exactly, so I could So I will try to play more games like this. Until then, I'll see you guys next time, okay? Bye.